Yeah, it's about that time. You're rocking with your boy Damo Unleash and Sky Black on the Nashville Cavemen podcast. Stay tuned.
Falling on the whip with the crystals on the side. Doors flip up, yeah, we call it suicide. Creeping like a spider every time that I ride. Yeah, I smile at my haters, just a fuck what they proud. And the car so dope, then the truth tell a lie. $1 million dreams make a broke nigga high. Dudes get mad when they wanna say hi. The paint so wet that it make a pussy slide. Sun rooftop with the wood grain grip. Ain't even raining, but the paint still drip. I'm not even traveling, but baby, I'm a trip. So she riding up the mountainside just to see the tip. Top of the world, that's what they ain't wanna be. Riding in a phantom, adding to my legacy. Crystals on the chrome, yeah, the body so G. I'm a stunt so hard, niggas can't stand me.
What is going on, everybody, man? Happy Tuesday. We welcome you guys to the Nashville Caveman podcast show. I am one half of your host, Damo Unleash. I am here with a good friend of mine I consider like a brother, and I'm going to roll out the red carpet and let him introduce himself. So the floor is yours.
Well, shout out to everybody on this Tuesday, another day, another week. Got to give a shout out to everybody that was in Corning, Arkansas for Inhumane Championship Wrestling. That is Inhumane Championship Wrestling, or ICW. Fantastic show, great crowd down in Arkansas. The next show is September 28th. Don't forget tonight.
You know what September 28th is?
Your birthday?
Hell yeah, brother. Hell
Man,
yeah.
Okay. Well, I got to beat somebody up for you then.
Man, you got to beat somebody up on me, man. That'd be a perfect birthday gift, man. You know
Absolutely.
You putting the whole foot in somebody's buttocks, that'd be a good birthday gift.
Absolutely. So tonight, don't forget y'all the D Bling radio show from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. The replay from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. If you want to send me your music, it is sky.black@gmail.com. That is sky.black@gmail.com. Send me the music so I can have it in rotation. Put it on offtoprecords.net, the streaming service, and then, after that, send your videos to Damo and get ready to get interviewed so you can be on the list for male and female artists of the year. And it's almost around the corner, Damo.
Man, you know what? I had just posted, I guess a couple days ago, where Malfunction 365 and Big Boss is running 1 and 2. So, man, they people got on and they got the voting. Y'all still got about a good 3 months. So if y'all could push it as hard as y'all can, we get into this year is flying by, man.
It is, man. We in September already. The NFL season starts Thursday.
And I'm ready for it, y'all.
And today is Tuesday, so it starts in 2 days.
Hey, man, I'm going for the trifecta, y'all. I need one more of these to add to the collection. You know what I'm saying? Right. Championship. That's all we trying to do at the Nashville Cavemen podcast. We trying to bring home all the gold, rather it be wrestling, fantasy sports, no matter what we're doing, we trying to bring on, we rack up gold. Because all we do is win. That's all I can say. All we do is the platform. We are the podcast of champions.
That's it. Highly blessed, highly flavored. You're absolutely correct. That's what we do. Absolutely.
They trying to take the throne, Sky, but I can't let them have it. I can't let them have the player.
Nobody. It's yours.
I need that money.
Be the first person to show them how the champion is, huh?
Hell yeah. So it's going to get real. You know what I'm saying? I've been on the waiver wire looking to see what's out there. It's about to get real.
Absolutely. How was your weekend?
Man, it was tiring. You know what I'm saying? And it was hot. I was so glad that heat wave was over with. That heat wave was diabolical. 100-degree weather here, I ain't want to go outside. You know it's bad when you can stand somewhere and sweat. When you cannot move at all and just pour down and drenched in sweat. It's too damn hot.
Absolutely. That humidity is dangerous out there.
It's amazing how we went from 100 last week or the high 90s to where we at this week. This week going to be absolutely beautiful.
Right. Did it rain over there in Nashville over the weekend? We got some rain down here.
Yeah, we got, because at my place of employment that I work on the weekends, Every time it rained, it flooded. Every time. The buildings is like over 100 years old. So.
Gotcha. Absolutely.
Yeah, but, Labor Day came and went. When I got off, I got off of a 12-hour work shift, came home and barbecued. And so I was tired. I didn't get to sleep. So I was up almost 22 hours before I got sleep.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know. I was on the grill flipping burgers, sleep.
Man, that's what. Oh, wow. I'm glad you was able to get you some rest then, my friend. Good Lord.
Yeah. Yep, I'm well rested, ready to go, man. Especially with these topics, we got some good ones. I know this chick was talking about this stuff. She was talking about plain Janes versus pretty girls. And I really wanted to, I wanted to listen. I wanted to share with you what she was saying and then just elaborate on this. Cause I'm like, man, I think she just really don't understand dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, we like pretty women, but we don't like pretty women that gotta spend an hour on makeup.
Right.
You see because how pretty can you be if you gotta spend an hour and a half doing makeup?
Absolutely.
Because a real pretty girl just need a touch up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a couple highlights here and there, some lipstick, and that's it.
That's it. Absolutely. Hair in the ponytail.
All that other stuff, that's demonic, man. All that other shit is demonic. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? When you looking like Seal, and then you put on makeup and you look like Beyonce, that's the devil's work.
And this is what they're being sold. This is what TV and society is telling them what pretty is, what society wants to see. I've never seen two cultures how white women are now wanting to be and act black. And I've never
seen. We're gonna have a show about that too.
Yeah, and I've never seen society a bunch of black women who go out here and perm and press their hair and get eyelashes and makeup to be white. I've never seen two cultures wanting to be the opposite of what they are. I'm just like, that's crazy.
And Sky, that we're gonna have to do a topic on that. We may, if we got time, we may be adding that in because one thing that I was just talking about that the other day, right? I don't see anything wrong with interracial relationships. I don't. Right? You love who you love. Right. But what I take issue at is, man, if I'm a dude, I'm a black dude, and say if I like white girls, right? Okay, I want a white girl. I don't want a white girl to act black. Because if that's the case, then I just go ahead and give me a black girl.
Absolutely.
Why do I want you acting hood? You know what I'm saying? Why I want to get the black version of a flat ass? You know what I'm saying? Or, Pillsbury Doughboy shape. Why do I want that? If I want the white girl, I want the white girl. That means I want big cranberries in a potato salad. That means I want mayonnaise on every sandwich. You know what I'm saying? I don't want as much seasoning. If that's what I like, that's what I like. Why do I need you to perpetrate the culture? Because I could just go ahead and date the black girl. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You can get the original. You have to replicate it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I get you on that. I don't either. I have no need. I don't either.
I got some of my network that's like that. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, you are too hood for me. You know what I'm saying? What happened to Mary or Susan or Emma? Why do I got to get Tanisha, the white girl Tanisha? I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I might as well get the sister. At least she gonna be real hood and authentic with it. You know, and I don't want to hear I grew up amongst, so what? If that's what I wanted, then I would date that. I wouldn't be with your ass.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%.
Same with Asian chicks. I don't like what Asian chicks do. You ain't got to be hood because you with a black dude. I want the egg rolls. I want the noodles. You know what I'm saying? I want you the Chinese stars. I want the ninja. Why do I gotta deal with, man, you know what I'm saying? What's the one that was what Richard or not Richard Simmons? The one that what was his wife's name?
Who? Which one?
The one that was with that Asian half black chick. Kimura or something like that.
Oh, Russell Simmons.
Yeah, Russell Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
Like Russell Simmons, old lady. Why can't you just be, you know what I'm saying, like Asian? Why do you got to be hood? Because in that case, we would just go ahead and get somebody that pat their head all the time, and you know what I'm saying, with the big bat lashes. Why do you got to just be Asian? Why can't the dude just be attracted to that and you be that? Why do you got to portray and act like you something else?
What about the reverse? What about you're dating a black woman and she's acting white? Because I know a lot of black women that talk white, act white. I mean, I was like, well, hell, I might as well just be with a white woman, right?
It's the same thing, and it's a thin line because I understand you know, like people that grow up, maybe she wasn't exposed to hip hop, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe her culture just wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? So she proper. See, we kind of mix it up a little bit because we associate proper etiquette with white. So if you speak like you're supposed to speak, you're talking white. Or if you like rock or you like this and that, you're talking white. And I think that's silly. All right. Now, if you up there and you neck snapping and eye rolling and all that, man, if I wanted that, then I would get the sister. Why would I want your ass? You know what I'm saying? Because at least the sister, I get that. Plus, she got the shape and everything else to come with it. Right. I don't want you to talk about, man, you know, man, you neck rolling, eye popping, you know what I'm saying? And I got to get my ass. And then you looking at your ass like our sisters do, talking about it, yeah, my ass get fat. If we wanted that, we would get the sister. Why would we want you? Why can't the dude be attracted to your flat ass? Maybe you don't like all that ass. Why can't you just be you? Why do you got to go ahead and be something that you're not? You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, if that's what he liked, that's what he would be with.
Right. Absolutely. I agree. I agree with that. I don't know. It's just everybody wants to try something they've never tried before. So if you've never been that, you will try it. But okay, so I can see a white girl trying it if she was born in the suburbs, she speaks proper, and she's heard hip hop and said, I just want to go try the culture. But then, but to try to make yourself as if you're from the culture, that's the issue. What I'm saying. You know,
we've been around, Sky. You know, we can attest to this. We've been around white girls and white dudes that been in the hood, that come from the hood, but they are who they are. They're not trying to act and you know, they ain't trying to be hood. They are who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like how they were raised, that's what they are. Not with the hood telling them what's cool and what's not. I know a white girl right now, cool as the other side of the pillow, right? Mm-hmm. This chick is who she is. She around black people. Her mom was like that, but she don't act like she black. She don't act all hood. You know what I'm saying? I can still see the white girl in it. Right. Then I see other ones that is like, man, like you're doing too much, man. That ain't even a trap. You're doing too much.
Right.
You know, why can't, you know, you just, if you like black dudes, why can't you just like black dudes and just be who you are?
You ain't got to be ratchet.
But like, why you got to be the ratchet white girl? Like, if we wanted ratchet, we would just get somebody from the hood. That's all I'm saying.
I understand. I completely understand that. Yeah.
You know? Because
most of the white girls I know are into black guys anyway, so.
Yeah, most of them, you know, but just because if the black dude like you, that don't mean you got to become the black chick. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same way with they own the Williams sister, Serena Williams. You know, where now you seeing her get lighter. The makeup that she putting on, she lightening herself. And it's like, why? Blonde hair, she lighter. And it's like, why do you gotta, man, why can't you just like the white dude and just be who you are? Right. You can be black and intelligent and intellectual, and that don't mean you act white. But why do you gotta do all this extra stuff?
Right.
You know?
It all starts up here, man. I don't know. I wish I was in some of these people's brain to see how they think.
Because I'm going to be who I am, man. You know what I'm saying?
Me too. You can't change the core. Some things I might can change, but the core of me won't. How about that?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The only thing I could change is the outer. That inner is there.
Yeah.
You can take it or leave it.
Amen. Absolutely.
You know, I also wanted to talk about, hold on, let me get on because I'm going to move this on quickly. I do not want to run over time. So we're going to talk about pretty girls versus plain Janes, because this girl was talking about, man, why plain Jane girls get all the dudes and the pretty girls don't. Then we're going to be talking about double standards, right? Because I don't think that people quite understand why double standards exist and the purpose of them. So we're going to talk about that. A pregnant mother was murdered by a principal after the affair. So he had an affair with this woman. And then, man, when it came out, he murdered her. Then we got is he right or is he wrong? Basically, this dude, he went out to eat with a whole bunch of people. Nobody talked about how this meal was going to be paid for. So, of course, this brother paid for his own meal. He's seen these people ordering, 2 or 3, sides and all, coming up with these big orders. And he's thinking to himself, like, who gonna pay for all this? And I guess they thought they was gonna throw it on this brother. The tab, $3,500. So I don't know why they thought that he was gonna pay. Yes, $3,500.
Was it just him and another girl, or a bunch of
people? It was a party of people.
Oh, gosh.
It was somebody's birthday. I guess he got invited. All right. He paid for his meal, and he thought that, I guess they thought that, was looking around like somebody else was going to pay for their bill. And nobody did. So he paid for his and he left. So the question is, was he right or was he wrong? We're going to talk about that. Then we're going to talk about this 60-year-old pastor that confronts the congregation over, get this, his 18-year-old wife. So he explaining to the congregation why he is with this 18-year-old chick. You know what I'm saying? And he in his 60s. Right. So that's what's on deck today, y'all. And this dude was adamant. I really wanted to discuss that. But I think I'm going to start off first, and I'm strolling down to find this. I found it right here. We're going to talk about this chick. Let's talk about pretty girls versus plain Janes.
All right.
I don't know why the pretty girls are the ones that say, oh, I'm pretty. Consider plain Janes not pretty. I think plain Janes are beautiful. Them the chicks that dudes overlook. Them the ones in school that, man, they ain't the popular female, but they're pretty. But in certain things, maybe they're wearing glasses. And maybe the glasses, they look better without glasses than women. Maybe they don't just put makeup on every day. But when they clean up, these chicks clean up. They call them the plain Jane girls. Them is the diamonds in the rough. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this. Hold on, let me.
Of the plain Jane females.
Now, what the hell is a plain Jane female?
As the good guys always like cuff the plain Jane females.
Now, what the hell is a plain Jane female?
And what I mean by that, like the females who doesn't go out, the female who doesn't like get their makeup done, the female who doesn't really get their hair done often.
Oh, you mean a natural female? That's 100% comfortable in her own skin.
And I'm not calling the plain Jane females ugly. I'm just saying like
yes, you is.
That's extra, we love to dress up, we love fashion, we love keeping our nails and our hair done. And we just like to look good. You know what I'm saying?
But are you really pretty if you need all that extra shit?
It's hard being a pretty girl because I feel like it's a curse. Because I feel like we go through so much, and I feel like we always got to prove ourselves to the nigga.
I'm sure it's hard to put on all that body armor, baby.
Not body armor.
I'm sure it's very exhausting.
Have a conversation with guys, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm scared of you. Why are you scared of me? I'm not gonna harm little old me. Like I'm not gonna harm you. I'm not gonna hurt you." I don't know, is it because they know we got options and they feel like we can find somebody that's better than them or something like that?
Shit, maybe they scared to end up on that show Catfish.
And it's because y'all go and cuff the plain Jane females, y'all go marry them, y'all go do anything to please them. Y'all treat them like the queen that they are. And like I said, I don't have nothing against the plain Jane females. I'm speaking for the females that keep their hair, their nails done, just keep themselves up every day, all day. So I need an answer. Somebody please, yeah.
Maybe you should start putting on this facade and be yourself. You just might become like it.
So I'm hearing that right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I got so many things to say about that. But I'm going to let you go. If you want to go first, go ahead.
Well, yeah, mine will be short and tempered. So where I come from, Edge Hill, South Nashville, there was two type of women. If they had breast, butt, curves, they were ugly as shit in the face. There was no perfect girl. If they were pretty in the face, they had no breast, a flat ass, and no curves. So when she talks about plain Jane, in my view growing up, I don't know what a plain Jane is, because the girls who looked pretty but didn't have a body always wanted the body, and the girls who had the body but only had a face that their mama could love always wanted the face. So when you found you a girl that might have had an okay body, an okay behind, and she was just naturally pretty, she didn't have to put on no makeup, just put her hair in a ponytail most of the time, and she was just cool and down to earth, then that's the plain Jane, yes, that I would be looking for. I was never into anybody putting on a bunch of makeup, especially, I don't know if you ever heard this, but white women age faster than most people. You know what I'm saying? A white woman at 13 looks like she's 20. I don't know if because that's the way she's aged or because all this damn makeup that they put on or whatever. I don't want to meet you at a club with all this makeup, eyelashes, nails done, and then you wake up the next morning and all that's on my pillow. That looks nothing like you. So me personally, I would prefer a plain Jane over a woman. Like, if we're gonna go out and date, you're gonna take an hour to take a shower and then another hour to put up on all that stuff. That's ridiculous to me, man. That makes no sense whatsoever. It to me is a sign of you don't love yourself. You mad at your parents, you mad at God. Who are you mad at for making you look the way you look? The way you have to, like she said, put on that body armor just to go out into the public.
Man, you are absolutely right. And I'm going to add on to what you're saying. I'm going to answer her question. You know why we picked the plain Jane over the so-called quote-unquote pretty girls?
Mm-hmm.
Because the quote-unquote pretty girls aren't really that pretty.
No.
And they know they're not that pretty.
No.
You know how they know they're not that pretty? Because they got to put on makeup to feel pretty.
Mm-hmm.
If you got to put on makeup, you know what I'm saying, to feel pretty, then are you really pretty?
In my opinion, no.
Second of all, if you're going to get your hair and nails done all the time, here's something else you ain't thought of. Well, ma'am, who's paying for that? Because see, with a plain Jane, the girl that like to wear her natural hair, that don't like to buy all them cosmetics, that like to get her nails done, but she don't have to have them perfect. She don't have to every week, week in and week out, get them done. She just don't want them to look ragged. That girl isn't high maintenance. And you know what you get with a woman that's not high maintenance? As a man, you get to do what? Save money. Put your money towards other stuff. Less stress. You chicks that got to go out and get your hair done, some of y'all hair done is the price of almost half of your rent bill. What dude want to pay for that? Who volunteering to pay for that? Only for you to go out and screw some other dude for free. Because most of them cheat. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So why would a dude want to volunteer for that?
And they cheat. And they have low self-esteem. And when you have this stuff, these men can see it. It's written all over your forehead, right? And these are the same women to be like, why do I attract certain type of men? Because look how you coming out the house. You know, you are attracting what you coming out of the house with skin tight clothes, all this makeup on. Man, you should have seen the fair up here. I mean, these little girls were 14, 15 years old wearing like shorts that only just came up to like their crotch. It didn't even go down to their knees. They had on these, I get the what you call halter tops, where it's just showing their stomachs, and they got on all these makeups. And you know, you can just tell they young. They 14, 15, 16, but they're walking into the fair like they 20-something years old. And I'm
It's
thinking,
like looking for attention or looking
for
for
attention.
You know, and I'm telling you, man, I tell females this all the time. You do not need much. If you want to put on some lip gloss, fine. If you want to put on a little, you want to highlight your lips or your eyes, whatever, fine. But all that mascara, all that other extra stuff, women are only other women find that beautiful. Right. Dude, we do not. There's nothing worse than thinking a woman looks one way, and then she takes all of it off, and then she's not that. That's why the dudes change up on a lot of y'all. Because, man, you're false advertising. You go up and you look one way, and dudes, y'all don't help the situation. Because a lot of y'all, when y'all see a female in her natural state, even if it's your daughter, if it's your girlfriend, if it's your wife, you need to over-compliment her. Over-compliment her. Pull back on the compliments when she put that makeup on. Over-compliment her when she take it off. When she got that natural hair, compliment it. Right. Whether it's done or not, compliment it. Right. Ooh, I like how curvy your hair is. Ooh, you got good texture of natural hair. Oh my God, I wish you would wear that more often. I think that's hot. I think that's sexy. Compliment them. You know what I'm saying? When they got on all that makeup and you know that makeup is caked on their face, don't give them as many compliments. I do not like that. Once I notice that, you don't get a lot of compliments from me. I'm sorry.
But again, it's what they see. If they're not getting the attention from their mom and dads at home because both of them got to work to pay the bills, then the guys are sitting at home listening to Rick Ross, and the girls are sitting at home listening to Sexy Red, and this is where you're getting this stuff from. Because Ross is always talking about the girls that he wants, all the makeup, the big booties, the big titties, the pole dancers, and then Sexy Red is talking about, well, if you want to get a baller like Rick Ross, this is what you have to look like. So if this is all they indoctrinated with, then I see why they coming out the house with 10 pounds of makeup on and stuffing their bras like back in the 80s, put tissues in their bras and all this other stuff. You know,
but the crazy part is they don't ask. But you know what? You know what, Sky? They don't ask men what they want. And when they do ask them, they try to tell men what they want instead of literally sitting there and listening to a man tell them what he is actually attracted to. Because what we're attracted to sexually and what we're willing to settle down with, two totally different ballgames.
Two totally different things. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love natural. I love natural.
Man, come on, man. That you was absolutely right about that. What you were willing to put a ring on and what you willing to just deal with every now and then is two different things, man. It really is. So, if depending on what you want, females, if y'all listening, depending on what you want to be in life, do you want to be the wife or the side chick? Like Damon said, ask the man. This is what dating is all about: getting to know each other. What does he like? What does he don't like? And if that's not for you, then move on. And same for him.
Yeah. Because even these dudes that got money, they don't want that. They want natural women too. Because if that wasn't the case, then all these Instagram models and stuff would be snatched up. But they not. They'll make them baby mamas, but they ain't snatching them up.
Absolutely. They'll make them baby. I'm glad you said that. They'll make them baby mamas, but won't make them wives. No, you absolutely.
And you know the crazy part about the question she asked? She said, why do y'all always, wipe up the plain Jane? Well, you know what I would do? If the dudes are always wiping up the plain Jane, what would be the smart thing for her to do? Become plain Jane.
Well, I was about to say that. Talk to some plain Janes. If that was the question, I would have found me 4 or 5 plain Janes and just sat down and talked to them and say, hey, are you married or are you not? How do you feel about makeup and how do you feel about just coming out naturally? And that way you can get more perspective on the good men want anyway. You know, if they want to play Jane, you'll get that insight on what you're looking for. But if you just sitting at home watching BET, MTV, or you in these public schools watching these girls, you're not gonna get what you're looking for. I'm sorry, it's just not gonna happen.
And man, let me tell you, if all the females was fucking nothing but penguins, I'm not gonna ask y'all why y'all fucking the penguins. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna become a damn penguin. I'm gonna show up with my feet bent and waddling and everything with a beak on. I'm gonna become a penguin. I'm not gonna ask y'all why y'all only fucking penguins. I'm just gonna become one.
Absolutely.
Why would I go against what it is that you're attracted to? If I want your attraction, why would I go against what it is that you're attracted to?
Absolutely.
That don't even make sense.
Why push the boulder up the hill when it's much easier to push it down the hill?
I don't get it, man. We're gonna talk about this other thing. This was a good conversation, man. Charleston White never disappoints. So he had this adult actress and that he was in conversation with, and they were talking about double standards, right? Because especially women, they be like, oh, double standards ain't fair. Men can do this, and women, man, we do that, then it's frowned upon. But them double standards, they exist for a reason. So they had this conversation about it, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. Let me pop this up, and we listen to this.
What about women who had many men, and then you specifically brought up Cleopatra? I want to show you an example of something. You asked me about what about women who had many men, and then you specifically brought up Cleopatra. And I spoke to you about how she lost her kingdom because of that. You can't find no other woman after her who has had many men and who was great.
Who?
So that's why I'm having this debate with you. That's why I'm having it. That's why I'm having this. You can't no other. That's why even the Queen of England, she died and ruled for many years, had one husband.
That we know of.
That's what I'm gonna tell you something about a woman. You won't know nothing else about a woman but what you know of. But everything about it, you're gonna know everything about her. Not about a woman. A woman is always gonna be secretive.
Woo!
And gonna be reign anonymous. The women today are secretive and they're anonymous. You don't know about every man she slept with. But the Queen of England, from Michelle Obama to Coretta Scott King, you won't hear nothing about who they slept with. But great men, you will always hear about great men having many and multiple women, from kings and presidents. But you won't. Well, that's not the expectation. That's the nature and that's the God design of a man. God created a man to be fruitful and to multiply. That's why a woman gets pregnant and remains pregnant for 9 months. And while she's pregnant, a man can continue to impregnate other women. She can only get pregnant one time. So it's not designed for her to be with multiple men.
Right. No, I don't disagree with women, being with one man, but I do think that there's kind of like a double standard.
It is.
It's a double standard.
It's a double standard in nature. And we don't make the standards. We just...
Thank you. It's a double standard in nature. Thank you.
Take care of her kids, she get government assistance. But if a man can't afford to take care of his kids, he gets thrown in jail. That's a double standard. Men have to register for the draft to vote, while women don't have to register for the draft to vote. That's a double standard. If a woman wants to be a stay-at-home mother, people will say it's the hardest job in the world. But if a man wants to be a stay-at-home dad, he's considered a lazy man. The reason these double standards exist is because we inherently know that men carry the burden when it comes to protecting and providing for women.
We're humans. We don't get to make the standards of nature. Nature says man is more dominant than woman. Man is physically more stronger than woman. You can't deny that. And mentally.
No, they're not.
Depends on who you ask. Well, you go more then.
That's physical.
That's not all. That's mental.
Okay, yeah.
Because war is not mental. War, you stand in the woods. War is not physical. Because you don't really get to see your opponent. You guys are shooting from over here.
It's strategic. Women are going to war.
She arguing him on this.
Women aren't leaders. Women aren't analytical, right? That is true. That's why women are nurturers and men are hunters. That's why when God created man and woman, one have a emotional makeup and one have a analytical makeup.
Okay.
Because when you ask a man, hey, how do you feel about this? What is he going to do? A man, if you ask a man, how did he feel? He's going to tell you what he thinks.
Yep.
You ask a woman what she thinks, she's going to tell you how she feels. Why? Because one is a nurturer and one is a natural born hunter.
W's in the shot.
Exactly. If you ask a feminist, they'll.
So he had to end up breaking that all the way down for her to get that, and which I think is wild within itself. But what did you think about that dialogue? And the whole thing
as
on
far as
Brother
Charleston White, I was writing it down as he was saying. I'm like, well, hell, he's saying everything I was just about to say, so ain't no need for me to say nothing. I ask people all the time when people ask this question, what is the meaning of life? Or, you know, a long time ago, a child, a white guy, sued his parents for bringing him into this world without his permission. Did you read about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I talk to people, I always ask, who are you mad at for bringing you into this world? Are you mad at God or are you mad at your parents? I guess it depends on if you're religious or spiritually. Who are you mad at for bringing you into this world? Because none of us asked to be here, right? So that's why he used the word, the laws of nature for the people who don't believe in God. And then he used God for the ones that believe in God. This is the way it is. He, or the laws of nature, whatever, created the double standard. That's it. There's nothing said. So all the period of time since the beginning of time, like he said, men has had multiple wives. Only America, Western society, America, before we got our independence, only us decided that one man should be with one woman. Because before America was discovered, 10, 20, 50,000 years ago, over there, you had King Attila the Hun. You had all these people conquering other tribes and sleeping with multiple women and having multiple kids, and it was accepted. But when
you know what?
Society in America, we were the one, other than Utah, Mormons up there, we were the ones that said, hey, you know what? No, thank you. One man, one woman for the rest of your life. But like he said since the beginning of the time, we are supposed to be hunters, protectors, because we're in the animal kingdom, and we're supposed to multiply. We literally supposed to be doing that, right? But it's frowned upon in America, whether you married or single, to be out here spreading your seed around.
You know what's funny? The only reason why the whole monogamy, marriage thing is a thing in America is because the government can make money off of it. That's it. It's all about money with the government, right? Because at the end of the day, it's the same way with family court. Family court is all about money. Are they about family? No. The majority of men, a lot of men are going around doing that anyway. They just not married. They're going around impregnating multiple women anyway.
Absolutely. And they had me
thinking, just ain't married to them.
Had me shutting my nose up to, because I had a friend who had 6 baby mamas and they all stayed in the projects. All 6 of his baby. So I was thinking, if you baby mama number 3, 4, 5, and 6, why the shit would you sleep with this man knowing he ain't even taking care of the kids that he has? But as I got older, it started to realize it's a natural thing for the lion, because it's what we are, men, to do what we do. Have you ever watched a TV show on HBO called The Tudor? It was about King Henry the 14th, the 13th, or whatever, the one who started the Catholic Church. Remember, the Catholic Church got started because the Pope wouldn't let him keep divorcing his wives. He let it, the Pope said, I'll give you this one divorce, I'll give you the second one, but I'm not giving you the third one. King Henry said, F you, England or Britain, we're leaving the Roman Catholic Church, and he started his own Catholic Church so he could sleep and have as many wives and as many kids as he wanted. And so at the end of the day, what are we supposed to do? Because if Charleston White said, well, God or the laws of nature says a man, a healthy man, is supposed to create a village and protect that village, why are we not doing it? Because there's still places in Africa that don't live like we call them third world countries, that don't live like us. These men are literally running around half naked, impregnating women, but they're protecting these women. They're protecting these kids. In America, we'll have a bunch of kids, but the daddies are not in the homes. And I think that's what everybody's trying to figure out. In Africa, you can have a man who has 10 wives, 15 kids, but guarantee you, all the men that he has created is with him every day. He's teaching them how to hunt. He's teaching them how to protect. He's teaching them how to kill. In America, we have a bunch of kids and we just go off and say, you know what, we're just leaving with the moms and going by the business. You know what I'm saying?
Look at Nick Cannon. Look at Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
If it was law that he can marry all them women, it would be more beneficial, it ain't about the women, it's about the kids.
Right.
See, if he was able, because he make enough money to do it, right? Can have a house big enough to do it.
Yeah.
It would be actually more beneficial for the kids to have him around than in the situation they are right now, where they don't even get to really see him. He's basically visiting them like he's an uncle, like he's a cousin. And it's wild because most people be like, I don't want to share. And they share.
That's what women say.
Yeah.
Do you hear women say that all the time? I don't want to share my man. The laws of nature and God, that's not your man. He is supposed to be the man of the village, of the town, or whatever. He's supposed to be the warrior, the hunter, the protector. He's a man because God made mankind. God made man, God made woman, but that's not your man. Do you see what I'm saying? You don't own that guy. But only in America.
You know the bizarre part to me, and I'm just, the whole thinking or the way of thinking is diabolical to me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to share, but when you done been with multiple people, whether at the same time or one at a time, you're sharing.
Yeah.
You're sharing. If you go out and you have a kid with somebody, you get with somebody else, or 2 people later have another kid, and then 3 people later have another kid, you're sharing anyway. Because I bet you 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be the only mother of that man's children.
Absolutely.
Because if it don't work out with you and he young, more likely he going to go out and have a kid with somebody else, or he going to be raising somebody else's kid. Some people say that they don't like to share, but if you don't like to share, then why are you having kids without getting married first? Because it's inevitable that if you have kids and you're not married to that person, it's inevitable that they're going to be with somebody else and you're going to be with somebody else.
Absolutely.
So,
think about the people in the Middle East, like the Sultan of Brunei, one of the richest men in the world. That man has 10 wives, and he probably has 10 girlfriends too. But it's not frowned upon. They all stay in that big mansion. They all stay in that castle, whatever the hell you want to call it. All his kids are there every day getting educated by the man, and then the woman takes care of the females, teaching them or whatever. It's just, there's a certain society that just believes that being a whore, because that's what we call it here, is frowned upon. But that same term, being a whore, in the Middle East, in South Africa, in let's say Korea, some places like that, back in the day, if you didn't have the hips to carry children, men didn't want you. Only skinny women became popular in America. So for only 250 years, skinny women are popular. Prior to America, if you wasn't thick, if you didn't have childbearing hips, no man wanted you because you couldn't give him children.
You know, Sky, I'm gonna play devil's advocate because I want my people on Bigo, I want my people on YouTube, Facebook. I want y'all to just listen to this. I want y'all to hear me out. All right, playing devil's advocate. So a lot of y'all don't really prioritize marriage. So y'all just out screwing recklessly and y'all having kids. Most of y'all, for the most part, going to have kids and never be married. All right? So if you're going to live like that, you might as well get with that dude and the other kid, mother of the children that he's going to have, and all buy a place. Why are y'all struggling individually instead of just coming together and just getting one big house? One of y'all go to work, the other one go watch the kids. You know what I'm saying? Or all be anointed jobs. Maybe you cook for the house. Maybe you help bring in the finances for the house. Maybe you clean for the house. Maybe you take care of the children. Why are y'all struggling on your own? You know what I'm saying? Because it's inevitable, like I'm saying, that y'all gonna be sharing. Y'all say y'all don't like to share, but y'all be sharing anyway.
Think of the three people. Now go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. So it actually to me that if you suck at picking one mate or a mate that you can last a lifetime with,
absolutely,
you be smarter. I mean, in the benefit for your kid, right? To just go ahead and get with that dude and say, hey, I know you're gonna be with other women. I'd rather know the women and be friends with them and familiar with them. Why don't we just bring this together?
Right.
The kid.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and the main people that talk about this, I always talked about Sudan and Africa, but there's 3 sets of people in America that do those things, and you never hear them complain. Let's talk about the Amish. The Amish people have more than one wives, right? Let's talk about, most people call them Indians, but let's call them natives, right? They believe in having more than one. And last but not least, the Mormons in Utah. When have we ever heard anything bad about Utah? We don't hear about killings and stealings and children being done wrong. None of that stuff, because they are doing the principles of what you're talking about. But everybody else on TikTok, everybody else is struggling. This woman got 4 or 5 kids, but those 3 people, I have never been online and heard natives struggle and talk about that. I've never heard Mormons struggle, and I've never heard the Amish people out here struggle.
You know why? You know why you never hear them talk about it? You know why it's not an issue with them? Mm-hmm. Because they understand the purpose of marriage, and we don't. We don't. The people here, if they understood it, they will know it's not about love. People always like to say love, love. It ain't about love. No. It's about legacy. It's about the kids. That's what it comes down. It's about the kids. What is best for the kids? Once you have kids, it's not about what's best for you. It's not about your happiness. What about the kids? Because I never heard nobody say, well, I'm leaving this person because our kids aren't happy. I like to hear that. I've never heard it. People will leave because they ceremony,
Damo. If I had 5 wives and there's just that one wife who knows how to lead the other wives, 5 girlfriends, and she knows how to lead the girlfriends, then that's who I would make my wife, right? She would be like my best man at a wedding. Do you see what I'm saying? Because it's a business. I'm the king, or president. I need a vice president, which is AKA my wife. And then when I'm not around, she can control the other wives or girlfriends in the house and the kids when Sky Black is not around. So you're right. It's not about love. It's about legacy. And that's what I kind of looked at it like for a while. And it's a business. And then you get frowned upon.
You know what's so funny? Right? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of single moms out here that they feel like they stressed out. They ain't got they don't have nobody to watch after the kids. They stressed out. But guess what? Guess what the funny part is? If they was in a scenario in which I'm talking about, it'd be easy to say, hey, ladies, can y'all give me a day where I could just go and pamper myself? I need a break. It's easy to do that when it's 3 or 4 of y'all in a house, right? To go ahead and go off and then take you a personal day. It's hard to take a personal day when everything is on you. And then
it is.
And then at the end of the day, your dude's still out here sleeping with other people. So you weren't not, and now would he do that if he had 3 or 4? Because it's hard to manage one woman, even 2. I'm quite sure of it. 3 and 4 is almost impossible to have time for any other woman. So it'd probably be better for her to know them women. She might enjoy it too. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But people like to be like, well, that's ungodly. Some of y'all ain't even living for. Man, look at the stats. The stats don't lie. Only about 30% of people are married, and of y'all women gonna be married. And then a percentage of that, y'all gonna ruin y'all marriages because y'all gonna file for divorce. So if that's the case, you might as well work out a scenario, sit down as an adult and work out a situation with your significant other.
Right. There used to be a show on HBO called Big Love, and everything you saying, that's what they talked about. It was based on this one man with 3 wives, and when one of the women couldn't have sex or needed a time off, she didn't have to find a babysitter because you had the other two wives, and she would go off for a week and then come back. The wives were working together on who cooked, who he slept with that night, who had on Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and for them it worked out. I mean, it's a TV show, so there was other stuff involved, but anyway, it worked out just as far as the marriage part. But for some reason, for 250 years, this is why people overseas. You remember when George Bush was in office? You know why they do that shit to him? Because they kept telling him, don't bring your Western ideology and theology over here. We don't want that. We don't want our women thinking like your women. We don't want our marriages to be like our marriages. And that's one of the reasons a lot of people hate the United States is because you talking about this democracy and women should be free. They don't believe that. They like Charles Weston, right? Charles White.
Charleston White, yeah.
Yeah, Charleston White. Laws of nature or God. This is what they believe in. Don't you bring that crazy shit over here talking all this bullshit about feminists and women should vote and women should be in charge. They ain't trying to hear that bullshit.
Right. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You leave that man, well, he with other women. You leave him, you get a new man, he do the same thing. Well, what's the point?
What's the point?
What's the point? Well, you could have just stuck with that one man and then at least say, hey, I know you're going to be with her. Why don't you just go ahead and move her in? I could use some help cleaning the house. I could use some help cooking. Sometimes I don't feel like, man, watching the kids. Me and her can take turns. We can get along. Me and her can become friends. You know what I'm saying? I don't want, you want it 5 times a week. I just want it once a week. So bring her over, man. Maybe she want it as much as you do. You know what I'm saying? And navigate and work. Because you leave, you get with it. And a lot of y'all don't like what I'm saying, but I'm telling y'all leave one relationship, go to another one, and the same thing happens.
And the same thing happens.
You keep doing it over and over again. You know what I'm saying? And if you think all men cheat, then if you really feel like that, if that's your mindset, then why are you questioning what I'm talking about? It should be easy for you then.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. And what you just said makes straight sense. And the problem is with feminists here, because I always thought, I was telling somebody the other day, the feminist party, if you go back to the 30s, 40s, and 50s, started because they got tired of these men treating these women like shit. I mean, like physically abusing them, beating them. And so you needed an organization to get together to help these women when they needed to leave the household. Because some women needed to leave. Some of these men were just assholes and they needed to leave. What it has grown into 2024 is something totally different. So a feminist is saying, well, if a man can have multiple women and do this, why can't I? That's what Charleston is telling you. The laws of nature, the laws of God. He didn't make you to be able to have multiple men. He made men to be able to have multiple wives. That's why you stay pregnant for 9 months and he goes out to do. Oh, I'm glad he said that, man. Jesus, there you go. You know, now if you're a godly type person and you believe in one man, one woman, I ain't against you. If you want to be what we call a pimp or a player and you out here, I ain't against you neither. I'm just saying the two should stop trying to hate each other because one ain't better than the other. Some people, it's just what you believe in and what you grew up believing in.
Some people, man, they want to use that. They, you know, it's all these religious people, and we ain't got a lot of virgins. We got all these religious people.
Amen.
But we ain't got a lot of virgins.
None.
So how does that work? You know what I'm saying? Y'all only want to throw in religion, and y'all only want to throw in things when it's beneficial to you for your
right. Absolutely.
But your track record and what you saying don't add up. The receipts don't add up. Nope. So I'm just saying, man, I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm just telling y'all what it really is. The marriage rate is low. There's more people having kids out of wedlock anyway. So, you know, people sharing anyway. So now they have an issue with sharing when it comes to marriage and all that other stuff. Y'all sharing anyway. Some of y'all got the same baby daddies, or you with a person, you got a period with them, y'all move on from each other and y'all both go to somebody else and do it over and over and over again. So the majority of people are sharing people anyway, talking about, I don't like sharing. Absolutely. And they share.
Absolutely. And they doing it anyway. Whether the man is man enough to tell you in your face or he lying to you, most men that have a healthy sex life, because some men they don't. Some men's sex drive and libido is low, and you can marry them, they'll never cheat on you because hell, it's just there. But if they have a healthy sex life, the majority, not all, majority, you might want to put a tracker in their car sometime because it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
God gave these guys these high libidos because we're animals. There's only two kingdoms. There's the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom. We're animals. You don't see a female line in the male line. I don't want you to go across the yard and get her pregnant. That ain't how that did work. He gonna get
what's so funny?
Gonna get them pregnant.
You know what's really hilarious?
Mm-hmm.
The only woman that really lose, and when there's multiple people, is the side chick. The side chick is the real loser of it all.
Right.
Because if the dude is with a woman, right, he married to her, whatever, something happened to him, that life insurance policy is going to who?
The wife.
The house.
Wife.
Going to who? All the assets going to who?
The wife.
So the side chick ain't getting nothing but dick and bubble gum.
That's it. And if he runs out of bubble gum, guess what?
So I don't understand. That's why people be like, I don't want to be like my grandmother or great grandmother. But what them women was smart. Because they was like, I'm worrying about my kids, a roof over my head, food on my back, this and this and that. People be like, well, them women couldn't work back then. Well, a lot of these women can work now, but they don't want to be in no 9 to 5 working all day when they got Uncle Timmy over here molesting their kids and whatnot. Them women rather be at home with their kids. The majority of them, they rather be cooking. They don't want to be so tired that they can't cook. Now they got to get McDonald's 3-4 times out of the week.
Absolutely.
So
Can we segue back to the natural versus beauty versus natural?
Yeah.
I'm in a warehouse, Amazon, I'm going to say, and these guys are like, oh, she's a 10. I'm like, if she's all this, why is she here sweating next to me? I don't want a woman that smells like a man. When I come home, if she works at a bank, if she's a secretary, if she works somewhere where she can dress now, that's the type of woman I'm looking for. I don't give a shit what she look like. She's in here throwing pallets like I'm throwing pallets. Like that's not a turn on to me.
Her feet stinking like our feet stinking. You know what I'm saying? She take her work boot off and her smelling like corn chips.
Yeah.
She drinking Corona with the fellas. What do about that?
Right. So if she's what you say she is, why is she not wifed up somewhere getting protected? All these girls that were working at Amazon had 2 kids and were single women with baby daddies. And they sitting here working what I call a man's job, sweating like a man because their pride, like you said, wouldn't let them do what you're talking about.
It's a lot. It's some pros and cons to working. Just like it's probably some pros and cons to staying home. And absolutely. I guarantee you know what I'm saying? And if you work hard all your life like that, and then at the end of your life, when you real old, and a woman's her elder and a man's elder is different. Because our bones and stuff allow us to work a little bit longer if we take care of ourselves. Y'all are at danger, you know what I'm saying? So if you don't save up enough money to retire, then what? They don't even think about a retirement plan or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Then what?
Did you watch the TV show Clipped that came on? Might have been Netflix, but it was about Donald Sterling. You remember Donald Sterling, the old other?
I've seen it, but I'm not familiar with it.
Okay, so in the TV show, the way they did Shelly had a friend. Shelly is the wife of Donald Sterling, but Shelly had a friend that said, "You know he's cheating. You know he's lying." This B girl, the one that started the whole thing, she got him on tape, all this old stuff, right? And Shelly's like, what does that have to do with me? I'm not giving up my house. I'm not giving up my money. I'm not giving up this team because it was a scene in the TV show where it's Shelly and Donald talking to a lawyer. Donald is telling the lawyer, yeah, I had sex with this girl. I paid her $400. She did this to me. His wife's sitting right next to him there. And it's like it's not bothering her. Like, that's what he did. He's dealing. You think I'm going to leave this because of my pride? You're crazy. And that's what probably happened with Magic Johnson's wife. He's like, hell, he got HIV. He got it. I don't.
You know what's crazy, Sky? It's not like, it would be like you getting a used car that already got scratches on it. Somebody else come along scratching. You gonna get offensive about that? This car already been scratched. It's not like these people haven't been with other people before. It's an ego thing. That's why it bothers people, because people are prideful. So when they get with somebody, it don't matter. That's why you hear people saying, well, I don't care about their past. You know what I'm saying? Because people think that a person got with them, that they're a new person. No, that's still the same old hoe. You know what I'm saying? You just new on a list. You got the same old hoe. So why are you? Your only concern should be, do not have no kids on me, having me think they my kids, and don't bring me back no STDs. Don't bring me some shit that's gonna kill me. Other than that, it's not like you brand new. You've been used. You done had other people. Your face been hit with other penises. All other stuff done happened to you. You know what I'm saying? So why should I be concerned with that? My only concern should be, man, me being able to survive. See, that's where a lot of women that lost that. Can you survive?
Can you survive? Absolutely. And if a woman came to me and be like, I don't want to be with you, Scott, like I just want to test you out, I can respect that. Yeah. Don't come to me talking about I want you and only you and you're cheating. If you tell me I like to sleep with multiple men and I decide to be with you, then hell, I don't give a shit. It's the lying and deceiving that gets me, not the actual penetration of sex. I could care less. It's the lying and deceiving. You know, come to me and be like, look, you ain't satisfying me. I want to bring in Joe Blow. And I'll be like, you know what, Joe Blow, you go ahead and do that. Hell, I'm going to go somewhere else. You know, it's just communication.
I used to think like that, Sky, but I'm going to tell you. You know why? Because I understand it's about females. It took me all these years. The majority of females, when they cheat, they be screwing with no protection. If they haven't required protection with you, they haven't required protection from other men, right?
Absolutely.
So a lot of them be screwing without protection, and we know this. Most people, before it they even get, like, they may have a time or two where they just get right into the action.
Right.
But for the most part, if it didn't happen multiple times, she done sucked that deep. Yeah. I guarantee you. And as a dude, yes, and as a dude, you know, you be like, hey, you in love with her? Hey, baby. And you don't know what happened before. You see what I'm saying? I don't mean to paint that picture in your head, but I'm just saying. So when a woman do it, they more mischievous, man, and diabolical when they do it compared to when we do it. Because we ain't going to hit no other chick and be like, suck our penises, knowing that it smelled tart from her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell. But with women, already a lot of them got natural odors. You might think they wet, and here this another dude's fluid inside of her. And you talking about, dang, baby, you real excited. No, she ain't excited. That's another dude's fluids. So it's different.
Absolutely. And like you said before, Damo, depending on what age you are, your spouse or girlfriend has been with other people. This is why I'm a believer that God protects me from things seen and unseen. Because I could be with somebody right now who's sleeping with a bunch of men that I don't know nothing about, but she ain't brought me nothing. You see what I'm saying? I've been protected because
conversations need to be had. That's really what it comes down to, Sky.
Yes.
Them conversations need to be had. Like, okay, we need to have a talk, as you know. And I always say this: just don't let me know about it. If you gonna do what you gonna do, I don't have time to chase after you. I'm not, you know what I'm saying, Pink Panther, Inspector Gadget. I ain't none of them people.
Me neither.
I just don't bring me back no. Don't bring me back no kid thinking it's my kid. Don't bring me back nothing I can't cure, or even if I can't cure, don't be reckless. You know what I'm saying? Don't embarrass me. And what I mean by embarrass me, meaning that get with somebody, first of all, that got common sense, right? That know, that understand your situation. And somebody that, man, ain't gonna put it out there and make a fool out of you and me. You see what I'm saying? And put me in a position where now I gotta make choices. So I know we didn't move past real quick. I want to move into these other stories real quick. Okay. There's a 60-year-old pastor, right? Mm-hmm. And he married an 18-year-old. Now, a lot of people are frowning upon this story, but I get it from the 18-year-old. That is a smart, advanced 18-year-old. Because you know what that 18-year-old is thinking about?
Yeah.
She thinking about resources. She said, here's a man with resources. You know what I'm saying? And while he's here, I'm going to be the best wife I can be. If he passes on, I get his resources, and I'm still young enough to remarry.
Okay.
So I can understand her looking at it. That's actually smart for her to even be 18 and think about it. People say, yeah, he groomed her and this and this and that. Well, maybe. But most of these chicks is screwing anyway. Most of them, they screwing anyway, and then they screw dudes that's broke that leave them on government assistance. So who should I be knocking? The 16 or 18-year-old screwing somebody their age or a couple years older that don't have anything and leave them to be single moms? Or this 18-year-old that got with the 60-year-old man that she married to him and then he croaked them off. And you know, somebody coming was like, well, how he died? On top of me. You know what I'm saying? She the smart one. She getting the house, the money, and all of it.
Absolutely.
So who the real fool? That 18-year-old or the other 18-year-old?
Absolutely. You're right about that. You're right.
So I used to be like, but I understand it from her point. And I understand it from his too. He got some man, you know, he got some young titty sitting all the way up here instead of down in her pockets. You know what I'm saying? And other, she kind of new, so he can kind of mold her. Well, you know, she ain't setting her ways. So without further ado, let's go into this story and let this pastor got up in front of his congregation and he let him have a mouthful. So
my father, he gonna preach today, and then we going next door, and we gonna have a celebration for my father. And I don't know what kind of Reed blood some of these folk got the last name Reed. There's something wrong with them. I'm trying to figure out when I was sending you all that money every time you asked me. And all the cars I bought for graduation, I paid cash and gave it to your child. The devil is a mess. And the devil get in folks. Just like God used folk, the devil uses people. So if you're trying to remove me, you better talk to God, because he the one putting me here. And ain't nobody got no power but God. And they done sent me some stuff about the fella down in Houston running his mouth. And they say, Bishop, and I don't even know these folk. Here, put this out there on him. I said, no, I ain't gonna do it. But I gotta say this little something here today, so y'all can calm down, because y'all want to get out the gate.
Here we go. Let's get into it now.
So I don't want y'all to get out the gate. Let me just sprinkle this and move on. But don't let the devil fool you now. And I wish some of y'all would mess with my wife, Jordan. Talking about what you gonna do if you see her.
At least he's standing behind her. It's sad, but it's just like, there's people clapping. Like, she 18, but dang, man, like, you 60-some years old. Come on now. This is crazy to see people like, he's standing firm on it, so hey.
You will see me on the news.
So you will see me on the news.
That's why we watching this.
And let me just tell you that right now. Talking about what you gonna do if you see her. You better walk by and say, praise the Lord.
To you.
That's what you better do. Because that's my wife. And she grown. She didn't need nobody to sign no paperwork for her.
So you trying to throw that part in there, she grown. Man. I feel like it's ages to when you need to mess with somebody that's 18. When you're in your 50s, I think if you pass your 30s.
So his wife is messing with an 18-year-old?
His wife is 18.
Oh,
right?
His wife is 18, gotcha.
Yeah, and so they're upset.
And
Now,
60.
so go ahead, Sky.
No, and he's 60?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
So
got
you know, but she's smart. Because you know what she with him for? It's the same way with Marquise Houston's wife. She is half his age. Now, why do you think that she's with Marquise Houston?
Stability. He got his shit together.
Stability and resources. See, I would never put down the females that think on that level. Because I got a problem with the females that so caught up in the cosmetics. Oh, he got a six-pack. Oh, he this. Oh, he that. Right? And they leave y'all to be baby mothers. They ain't got no resources. And now you on government assistance, which we all pay for. We all got to chip in for that. I got a problem with my tax dollars going toward that. At least I can say, well, her, she got somebody to take care of. You know what I'm saying? That ain't something. I don't want to be 60 and 18 and, You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have the energy. I wouldn't want that.
Absolutely.
But I get it. Maybe he do got the energy.
Well, you know what? You know, like Bill Belichick, he's 68 and his girlfriend right now is 25, right?
He's fine.
What I told somebody is, I said, look, I guarantee you, before she started dating Bill Belichick or got with him, the first two people that 25-year-old girl saw was his attorney and his lawyer. Then the dating started happening, right? So I'm not gonna lie, where I'm from is frowned upon. I mean, me at 45, I could never be with a 20. You get hit in the head, but the old folks just beat you up because it's like you're dating a child. So imagine me being 60 and she's 18. I could never go back into the neighborhood because I would be frowned upon at 6 years old. Even if she's a mature 18-year-old, that is just unheard of.
Let me ask you a question, Sky. And this is this double standard. And this is a double standard that don't make sense. So a dude in his mid-40s, he dates somebody 25, and that's frowned upon.
Yeah.
If that 25-year-old killed that 40-whatever-year-old, should they go to, are they a child now? Should they go to juvenile court?
No,
see, we want to move.
18, right? I get it.
See, we want to move the goalposts. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to certain particulars.
Right.
So if it's murder, oh, that's an adult. Hey, how's it going? Thanks. Hey, how's it going, man? I'm talking to Bigo. So if it's in certain scenarios, we want to treat them like adults.
Right.
Right?
Right.
In serious matters like that. Then when it comes to sexually, though, now they're children. Now, ain't no 25-year-old children when you're talking about sex. You're 25 years old. Most of these kids, when I was a kid, bro, I mean this wholeheartedly. At 10, I was watching porno. I'm gonna be real. I'm a hood child.
I didn't see porn until I got in my teen, like 15, 16.
And most of us had magazines. It's not like
back in the day. Yep, the magazines
were having sex. So you know what I'm saying?
What was it called? Hustler, Playboy, Hustler.
Yeah.
House was for women. Playboy, Hustler, all the other stuff.
Like we didn't know, like we were stupid when it come to sex. Right. We weren't. Kids can manipulate adults also. They know these adults. They know that they got, man, their body is, a female that is 18 understand that a woman that's 30-year-old cannot compete with her.
Right.
They understand that. Now, 30-year-old may not be smart enough to understand that because she think that we care about her job and finances and other stuff. But if we got that stuff, we don't care about her finances and whatnot. We don't care about her resources if we got our own.
Absolutely.
It's like if I got a Bentley and you got a Bentley, why do I care about your Bentley? What value does your Bentley have with my Bentley? I got a Bentley.
Absolutely. Right? I'm glad you said that because a lot of women are against that. You want a man who has stability and resources, but yet you scared because of my resources and my stuff that I don't need you. And I mean, technically I might not, but I'm just saying, and you think that I'm going to go sleep with the 18-year-old girl because first of all, she, in her mind, she's still that Disney cartoon, like the world is beautiful, utopia. Your ass is in your 40s and you just like the world is doom and gloom. You know what I'm saying? So I can see stuff like that. I can see that. I can see everything you're saying. I didn't think about that, Damon.
At 18 years old, I was more mature at 18 than more 25, 26, 27-year-olds. I could have been married at 18. I was built like that because by 18, I had seen shit that most people haven't seen that was triple my age. Right. I had seen, you know what I'm saying, a murder. I had seen molestation. I had seen violence. I had seen, child abuse. I had seen a whole lot. Poverty. I lived 2 lifetimes, 3 lifetimes by the age of 18. So I was built different. My 18 was different than some of these other people's 18s.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? And I don't understand why we act like that's not the case. You got women out here that's mentally, they're 30, but mentally, they're 16.
Absolutely. This is why you date and get to know the person.
Yeah. They're mentally 16.
Absolutely.
Where you going? What you doing? Doing
it's a 50
like that. You're a grown woman. Why are you asking me where am I at? This and this and that. Why are you checking me like your mama used to check you?
Absolutely.
I'm not your child.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I know 50-year-old women who still act childish. I know 50-year-old women that ain't got their shit together.
They won't cook. They won't clean.
They got no money.
A man ain't shit in their 50s.
Yeah.
Talking like they 18.
Acting like they 18 years old. Absolutely.
You know, so most men wouldn't, like an 18-year-old, that's a bit too much, right? But I ain't gonna knock a dude to do that because her 18 may be another woman's 25. Her 18 may be another woman's 28 because you don't know what kind of life she done lived that made her grow up much faster.
Much faster.
Because a lot of these kids are raising their siblings. They are forced to grow up faster than they should.
They absolutely are. You right. You is right. So what if she's 18, 19, 20 with kids and she's mature? Because I know people that say never date single moms with kids. But what if she's a mature single mom with kids and the father has just happened to die in the military, die from natural causes? He wasn't one of these crazy dudes that's out here just being a player. Is she available?
Man, let me tell you. Like this dude said, at 18, nobody had to sign any paperwork for her. Man, these kids, they kids, but then they do adult stuff. Are you a kid or are you an adult? You
Which
out
one?
here both. And you out here screwing without protection. You out here sneaking out of houses doing grown-up stuff. Are you a kid or are you not?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is that a kid? So if that same, okay, so if they 22, that's a kid sexually. But if they commit murder, are we giving them juvenile cases or now they adult?
They're adults.
Now, why are they adult now? Why can't they still be that same kid that you looked at them as?
Double standards.
And they double standards that don't even make damn sense. If you really think about it. Like, this shit don't even make sense.
So, well, go back to me then. So, do you think that the women who raised me and told me that is just that's just frowned upon is because when they were coming up, their husbands was chasing 18-year-old women when they was in the 40s? And you think that's where it's coming from?
You know why they would say that? Intimidation. They intimidated. Okay? Women that's older are intimidated by younger women because a lot of them women that's older didn't let themselves go. They didn't gain a lot of weight. They didn't stay in the working out or have a workout regimen. They, when you met them, they was 120. You know what I'm saying? 10 years later, they 165. And they always don't understand that they always competing with other women. Even though you got paper on this dude, you're still competing with other women. Men, on the other hand, I don't worry about younger dudes, right? Because, man, I look at it like this. If he can pull you, then he's yours. Because there are way more women out here that are single that will never have a chance to find another partner because it's simply not enough men.
Amen.
So it's different. Plus, you know what I'm saying? I'm on a mature level and I'm on a level mentally that maybe he on a different level physically and maybe he blow your back off. But eventually he gonna find something young because you're aging, he's aging. Your aging is different than his aging. So say like you that cougar, right? You got him, he 20, you 45. But you're a good looking 45. Well, by the time he's 35, what are you gonna be looking like at 55? Maybe at 35 now he want kids. Maybe you can't have none. So then what? So see, your window for having him is much smaller. Me being an older guy, if I was to pick up with a younger female, she looking at it like, oh, well, he got this and this and this and that. And he mature and he's going to slow down. His whole ways may be out of him. He ain't going to be chasing women or have the energy to chase them like he once did. So it's going to be different.
Absolutely. And so what they will do with you, they will do against you, male or female. Always remember that. If she's cheating on somebody with you, eventually she's going to cheat on you. If he's cheating on somebody with you, eventually he's going to cheat on you. Whatever they do with you, they will do against
somebody else. It's that behavior, man.
It's that behavior.
Absolutely. It ain't gonna change, you know.
I'm glad that you said that, Damo.
But this dude, I mean, I don't see nothing wrong. I don't think people in the church, they kind of get it. It's not like, unless he beating on this chick or unless he manipulating her to the extent where there's some kind of physical or mental abuse. If this is not that, then she with him and she understand what it is about him that she want, and it's the resources. I guarantee. She see he got a house. He owns a house. He got nice cars. She ain't got to go out and work her ass off to get that. She ain't got to go and get somebody her age that's going to leave her as a single mama. You know what I'm saying? And she just moving what's best for her. I commend her. That takes a level of maturity to even do it. Because at 18, most women be like, you're young, go out and have fun, and then think about marriage. And then by the time they really ready to settle down, all the dudes that they were hoping to settle down with, guess what? They didn't want to settle down. They like, oh shit, they done had a divorce or two. They done already had to split, have their resources before. Well, I don't want to go through that.
Yeah, I know a girl who's 18 who's married with a child with her husband. She found what she was looking for.
And got off the mark.
Won't find in a lifetime. So she didn't want to go travel, go to college. She said, I found the love of my life. He's just like me. They bought a home. They have a child. And that's what she's going to be, as a wife and a mother for the rest of her life. I said, kudos at 18. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So, I guess it just depends, to each his own, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah. But, it's just funny how when we talk, I never think about the other side of the fence because I don't know everything. That's why I like listening to you. I just told you how out of my neighborhood at any given time, when you're dating, let's just say I'm 40, right? She needs to be 35 or 45 within a 5-year difference to be accepted as, okay, that's your wife, that's your girlfriend. Anything past that, you ain't got shit in common with them. What the hell are you doing? You 50, 60, she's 18. What do y'all have in common? That's the first thing they're gonna ask me if I was to ever do some shit like it.
Well, the thing is though, most of these dudes and women don't have nothing in common. If they did, guess what? Their marriages would last. But they don't, do they? So that right there, the numbers suggest that a lot of these folks don't have nothing in common. Men, for the most part, the things we like, there's not a lot of women that like the same thing we like. Right. A lot of us are diehard sports fans. A lot of us find women that's not into sports.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of us like to fish. A lot of us find women that not into nature and not into fishing. So Absolutely. A lot of people don't have much in common in the first place.
Absolutely.
If they did, then they riddle me this. If you did, then why doesn't your marriage or relationship last? Why doesn't your relationship blossom into marriage? And why don't your marriage last? Because you can give me every excuse in the book. You see what I'm saying? But I would ask people this, because I'm going to say this. We got to get ready to get off of here. I want to say this. If God was like, Sky, here's this woman at 45, and here's this woman at 18. This 18-year-old, if you get with her, you guys would last 40 years. If you got with this 45-year-old, you guys going to have a lot of turmoil. You may last 7 years. I'm going to give you the choice to pick one. Who you going to pick?
I would probably pick the 18-year-old, but I do. But like you said, it's pros and cons.
It'd be tough because you were trained not to,
Absolutely. But it's pros and cons with everything. So I know if I go that route, I will never head back to you. You know what I'm saying? I would just take my 18-year-old and we would just go. They're like, "Where's your people?" I'm adopted. I'm an orphan. You know what I'm saying? I would never go back to the hood like that. But yeah, if it was just up to me, because I'm always left brain analytical thinking. I always like the upside of things, not perfect, the potential, the upside. A woman at 45, she's probably peaked and probably A woman that's 18, her ceiling is, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I personally would see things. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
like I said, I've been indoctrinated.
Most of us have. And you really think about it, and men especially, men are ashamed because if you flipped it the other way around, they'd be like, "Go on, girl, she winning." Yeah. The whole, tell me I'm lying. Mm-hmm. We see it with these women, with these NBA players in their 30s and 40s getting pregnant by these young rookies, right? And they like, "Oh, she got a bag." Ain't nobody talking about she need to go to jail, or they ain't slandering them women. They ain't fronting upon them women. You see what I'm saying? When a woman is that age and compete with the younger women, oh, it's cool. But when them young women compete with them older women, and they got an advantage over them, which is youth, now it's a problem.
That's a problem.
But when them older women can pull one of them young dudes, they cheering each other on. Y'all should let them be. They in love.
Absolutely. I remember Ice Cube had a song back in the day on America's Most Wanted. I don't know if you ever listened to that. It's a Man's World. It was him and Yo-Yo. And he's right. I'm sorry, ladies. Again, laws of nature or God, whichever you believe in, it's a man's world. So we are supposed to be the leaders, the providers, and we actually create. Y'all carry. We create. Y'all carry. You see what I'm saying? So I'm sorry for y'all who hate being in this world as a woman. But then if you hate being in this world as a woman, why are there so many men to becoming women?
Woo. Woo. I don't know. A lot of these men don't even want to be men.
God, you are creating a bunch of men who can't burden being a man on this earth. And they decided to be the lesser of the mankind and be a woman.
Yeah.
So that's why when an 18-year-old woman finds a real man, no matter what age, that's why she's going after them.
And them ones, they smart. They want them resources.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you plug in, what's going on tonight and whatever events you got going on. So we going to go ahead and close this puppy out.
All right, y'all. Again, tonight, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., the Deep Bling Radio Show. I'll post it on Facebook and stuff, the link and all that stuff. So y'all can listen to it. And then we'll stream it on offtoprecords.net. I'll share that too or whatever. So, tonight, let's just have a good time, the radio show. And Damo, what you have to plug in?
Man, it's my birthday month, y'all. So if y'all can, if y'all want to go ahead and donate to the Cash App, whatever I get, the money that I get, I'm going to go ahead and donate to the artists, right? Whether it's on Bigo or whether it's on, Facebook, YouTube, my Cash App. I want to go ahead and bless somebody with it. So whatever I collect from this month going on out, that money going to go toward that. Other than that, man, I do not have much going on this weekend. I'm looking forward to fantasy football. This is going to be week 1. A lot of trash talking going on. And like I said, man, I'm looking to bring one more of these back. We would like to capture as many trophies over here as possible on the Nashville Cavemen podcast. So let the trash talking begin. Other than that, man, I'm just, getting ready for my birthday in a couple of weeks, brother.
Well, I'm happy birthday, and I'm glad that God has let you see another year, because we need more forward thinkers and men like you out here. Thank you, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Instead of having one day as your birthday, I want you to be blessed the whole month. Yeah, celebrate the whole month. Do you hear me? Absolutely.
Yeah, I got my fly attire. I was picking it up. I was saying, "Oh snap! I can't wait till it come in." They was like, "What do you want for your birthday?" Suits. Give me suits, give me shoes, give me hats. Let me clean up. You know what I mean? And so, but like I said, all the proceeds, whatever y'all donate to me for my birthday, it will go toward the So Driven Male and Artist Female of the Year. Because man, I want to take care of artists. Man, artists work so hard. I know what it's like to be an artist and put all that work in and not, have it appreciated or reciprocated. or whatever it may be. So I want to show them love. And one way we're going to do that is having the So Driven Other Artists voting. So if y'all can do that, or if y'all can donate, we appreciate it either way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, man, I know you have to go, brother. We're going to hold you up. We probably didn't even finish, right? We had a couple more topics.
We probably will carry those on for next week.
Yeah, we carry those on.
So,
at least we know what we got to talk about. So, you know, everybody have a safe week. The NFL starts Thursday. I don't even know who's playing on Prime. It's on Amazon Prime. I don't know who the first game is. I can't remember.
Yeah, I got to look. I know it's Thursday night, but I got to look. Yeah. I'll be up watching it. Matter of fact, I want to get this. I'm going to start my first sports show Wednesday. I got another one. I got a good friend of mine that I got him working on one, but I said I'm going to go ahead and create one also. Gotcha. So it starts tomorrow. It's tomorrow evening. So make sure y'all tune in. I will be here. I will post the time on my Bigo, Facebook, YouTube accounts. So just, man, be on standby, y'all.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. Until next week, everybody be safe.
And make sure y'all share this, man. Share the replay.
Share, like it, please. Please. Either share the live or share the replay.
You got it. Man, y'all peace, love, and we'll see y'all next week.